India has evoked the NIA Act, UAPA, shut the border, and even triggered clauses of the Indus Water Treaty. But none of that matters if the fear still lingers in every bus, every temple, and the tourist van. What unapologetic, uncompromising, and unforgiving doctrine would you push forward so that the next would-be jihadi knows India no longer tolerates terror, it eradicates it?
I'll just take an example to talk about the civilizational battle, why it is ongoing, why it will be ongoing for some more time. That is why, respectfully, I said any of my Muslim sister or brother in this room should not mistake me for what I'm saying, because my remarks is not against the religion. And it is a very important religion of the world, and a lot of people practice, preach. And India is a country that has embraced every single religion all the time. And we never discriminated against anybody. But still, when a certain religion is wrongly interpreted, wrongly taught, it is used as a weapon in the hands of a certain few to bring their outdated dogmatic ideas, then it needs calling out. So the example I'm going to bring to you, you all know the Ram temple. I'm not going to take Ram temple today. I'm going to take the Benares Kashi Vishwanatha temple. So just to give the civilizational battle. So many of you might not know the whole story. If you look at the Kashi temple, which is in Varanasi, Benares, the first attack that happened on the temple is around 1130. Qutbuddin Aibak led the first attack, raised the temple down. They said, you cannot practice this. What is this God? Pagan worship. You got stone, you are worshipping. After that, Muhammad Ghori, before that Iltutmish, Sikandar Lodi, wave after wave, iconoclastic people came, brought the temple down. Again, people will build a temple, bring it down, up, down, up, down. During the reign of Akbar, there was a very famous priest there called Narayana Bhatt. And Narayana Bhatt's great grandson, Ganga Bhatt, happens to be the person who crowned Chhatrapati Shivaji. He did the crowning for him, his great grandson. So Narayana Bhatt then, he petitioned Akbar. He said, look, every time the temple is broken, every time you're doing it, we need a place of worship. So Todarmal was the finance minister of Akbar then. Then they built a temple. That temple was brought down by Aurangzeb in 1669. Again, it was brought down. So again, people took the linga out. Again, they started practicing. Again, 1809, even that was brought down. So I'm just telling you 1,000 years of continuous battle. Breaking, rising up. Breaking, rising up. So the case was in then the British times from 1835 onwards, 1935, a sense of judgment. Again, it went on appeal. From 1991, a civil suit in Varanasi, and that is stayed for 20 years. Now 2021, they opened it. I'm giving this example in front of you as we as a country that is open-mindedness should resolve our past conflict. Without resolving past conflict, there is no point in moving forward. Of course, we are an economic power, no doubt about that. The economy will be so great, we'll continue to rise up, $4 trillion. And world's 5th largest economy in a matter of years will be the 3rd largest. Of course, we are on the upward curve. But if you don't understand the sense of history, the rootedness, who are we as Bharat people? What drives us? What connects us? A Tamilian to a Benares guy, to a person in, I know many of my Tamil friends are here. They've turned up in big numbers wearing the beautiful vesti. And I know a lot of my Kannada friends are there. They have to understand, when Aurangzeb time, when the jizya tax was put on Varanasi, they said any pilgrim entering Varanasi has to pay a tax for worship. But how will people from south has to go all the way from Kasi? King Narasimha III, Hoysala dynasty in Karnataka, he said, fine, I want everybody from Karnataka to go to Kasi and worship. So I am giving 30 temples in Karnataka. The revenue of all the 30 villages will pay for the jizya tax. So there was always Bharat, there was always North-South. There was always the sense of unity. When the jizya tax, people from Karnataka or people from South could not pay to visit Varanasi, King Narasimha III said, this is my 30 village. The revenue of the 30 village, I will pay to the Mughals so that you should not stop anybody coming from South to go to Kashi. So we were always an interconnected country, always a country of travelers, always a country of yatri. We were always traveling. And people from Tamil Nadu, many of us couldn't go to Kashi. What did we do? We started naming our cities in the name of Kashi. Avinashi, named in terms of Kashi. We have a district called Tenkasi, named in the name of Kashi. 90% of India's firecrackers get manufactured in Shivakasi, named in the name of Kashi. So I really pity people who want to make this north, south and this and that and all kinds of nonsense now. Because it is always an interconnected country where always people are traveling. And somebody from Kaladi in Kerala, at the age of 18, 19, he walked all across India. Not once, twice. He walked twice, able to put the centers of praying in 4 different locations. So we have to understand it's a civilizational battle. And civilizational battle can be won only through Jnana Marga, only through the Marga of knowledge. When you say the next Jigadi should not come, if the next Jigadi should not come, people should have a knowledge about who we are as a country. North should have absolute knowledge about South, Dakshin Bharat. South should have absolute knowledge about North. How all of us are connected. What is this country? When you have knowledge, when we speak knowledge, when we say you are united, then there's no place for a Jigadi. When will Jigadi come? A Jigadi comes when he thinks his religion, her religion is more powerful than this religion. Then they bring that. So I would only urge all my friends here, read more history, develop a sense of history, and understand who we are as a countryman. Don't go by people like me, the politician speeches, the speeches that happened during elections where we try to polarize you. No, don't go by that. Always understand, apply your mind, read it, have your sense of history so that nobody should have a place to come inside and play religious card to you so that a Jigadi comes there. So UAPA is an act, fine. With UAPA, how many Jigadi you can stop? When somebody wants to die in the name of religion, which UAPA is going to stop them? Which NIA is going to stop them? I'm willing to die in the name of religion. So then, the so-called other way of life, religion has to understand all of us are united. In fact, if you look at the sad story, 1809, when the temple again got dismantled in Kashi, do you know what the Brahmins of Kashi did? They all went to Ganga. They all removed their clothes. Naked people, they knelt down in front of Ganges because they started punishing themselves. Oh God, what can we do more than this? Waves after waves after wave, the temple getting attacked. They said we are giving punishment to ourselves. If you read that kind of record the British wrote, how the Brahmins of Kashi punished themselves. It's a horrific story. But we have to understand. Now suddenly we vilify certain community in our country. We vilify Brahmins. We vilify this. We vilify that. We have to tide over this. And that is my only answer. Because Jigadis will keep coming. Just yesterday in Canada, Vancouver. What did people do? Innocent people. Philippines people. They're celebrating their day. Somebody with a crude ideology takes their car, drives into it, kills 11 people. 18, 19 people injured. Another 4, 5 might die. The same thing happening day in and day out across the world. That to US, Canada, UK, Germany, France, and most of the European countries, we are seeing this sudden wave in the last 10 years where people want to use any projectile to kill innocents. Because religion drives them so, it blinds them so much, they want to just go and kill. So let us use Jnana Marga, knowledge, learn, understand, open our mind. If there is a Islamic brother and sister with us, or anybody from any community with us, always have that open-minded conversation with them. Always develop the sense of give and take so that we resolve our past conflicts. Because we have to resolve. Mathura, Kashi, you just have to resolve many, many things. Many things have to be resolved in our country with the spirit of openness, spirit of fraternity, spirit of brotherhood. Once we get resolved of this ghost, then you will see India's, Bharat's real takeoff. I'm sure you guys will get it done. So it is your century and your time, and you are the people, you should get it done. You should do it.